know me already, my name is Jennifer Mavis, and I just started blogging under the name The Whimsical Woman, and I created that account, or that name, just because I've been so passionate about traveling and adventures, I guess, just willing to, put a pack on and go camp out in the wilderness for a few days, or just, get a passport and randomly fly to another country or jump out of a plane or just anything. I'm really, really passionate about challenging myself and doing things that scare me. And so the Whimsical Woman was created essentially to have this area where I can talk about that kind of stuff and hopefully inspire other people to do that. I'm 27 years old, and I think a lot of people are always like, well, when do you think you're going to get married? Or are you going to have kids? And all of these things and these questions that I don't know the answer to. And I just feel myself being more drawn and pulled to those kinds of adventures. I don't sit and think about a wedding or really who I'm going to marry. I think about what country I'm going to go to next or something like that. And so this blog essentially is to just basically talk about that kind of stuff and hopefully let other people know that it's okay if they have different plans for their life right now. Anyway, but I just announced, I guess you could say, or I just kind of told my friends, family, and Facebook, so it's Facebook official, that I've decided to do the whole entire Pacific Crest Trail next year. And if you're not familiar with the PCT, it's basically about 2,660-ish miles, give or take. You get some different numbers. But you're basically walking from Mexico to Canada, passing through California, Oregon, and Washington. And I've decided to do it solo. I'll be meeting people on the trail, but I am going alone. And a lot of people have been asking me why I would want to do something like that. Because I'm going to be taking about 6 months off of work, hopefully being able to complete the trail in 5 months. So giving myself about a month of buffer room in the beginning and the end. But yeah, people are like, what are you doing? Like, that's crazy. And I guess like the only response I have for that is why not? And you hear that all the time, and it's super cliche now, and I feel like it's overused, but I don't know, this trail's there. I love backpacking, I love hiking, I love climbing mountains, I love exploring, I love the unknown, and this trail is all of that times 10. And yeah, I'm not married, and I don't have kids, and this is something you can't necessarily do if you're in those positions. Not like that's wrong, but I mean, you have other responsibilities, and I'm just like, this is the perfect time to do something like this. And I'm scared. I'm extremely nervous. I have a lot of preparing to do, but I just think the whole adventure of it and the accomplishment of completing the Pacific Crest Trail is just astonishing to me. And even if I only make it like 500 miles, I'm gonna be so proud of myself. So if you don't know anything about the trail, you should totally go look it up. I won't pound you with facts, but I feel like, myself included, that us as a society, we put limits on ourselves. And I'll just speak for myself, but I put limits on myself all the time. And I put myself in this box, even when I don't know I'm doing it. And I have these boundaries that, once again, sometimes I don't even know I have, and other times I do because I feel like that's the right thing to do, because that's what my friends or family or work or whatever will approve of. And then I realize, like, why am I doing this, or why am I not doing that? And I feel like I'm just at this point when I feel more content with who I am now than I ever have in my life. And I feel more secure with myself as a person, and I feel like I know myself, like, as a woman, and just a human being better than I ever have. And so now I'm just like doing exactly what I want, and it has come with some I guess negative feedback, but I think it's come with actually like 10 times more positive feedback, and that just really encourages me. So I just don't want to limit my possibilities of what I'm capable of doing. And so this whole trail, Pacific Crest Trail thing, it's like there's no way that I thought that I would be able to go hike almost, a little under 2,700 miles by myself. At first, I was thinking, there's no way I would ever do something like that. Like, I'm not physically fit enough to do that. I mean, I'm an ex-gymnast, former college cheerleader, did CrossFit, I hike and backpack every weekend. Yeah, I didn't think that I would ever be able to do something like that. And then I started thinking about it, and you read stories of other hikers or all of that, and you realize that these people are normal, average human beings. They're not even endurance athletes, or they never have even backpacked a day in their life. And they're going out and they're doing this. They made up their mind and they're pushing through. It's really inspiring. So I went from I can't do that, and then I was like, whoa, why not? And so then I was like, okay, kind of toying with the idea of doing this, and I was like, you know what? Let me just play with the idea. But yeah, I'm gonna try to do it, but I can't go alone. That's way too scary because there's like bears and mountain lions and murderers and rapists everywhere, and I just was really like freaking out about the idea of doing this alone. I'm like, you start at the Mexico border. I'm like, I'm gonna get sex trafficked, and some of this may sound silly, but this is what I was really thinking. But then I was doing more research, and I was like, no, actually, you need to do this alone because this is for you and your own journey, and you're going to meet some awesome people along the trail that you may group up with, but you have to do it alone. You can't feel guilty when you go with someone else and they want to stay behind and rest and you don't, or vice versa. Like, you just need to have your own hike. But then I was like, okay, I have to make sure I have all these weapons, these guns. I'm going to carry a gun in every single state, get my permit, get a bigger gun. I mean, all of these things, because I was like, okay, I'm going to be alone. If something happens, I need to make sure that I'm prepared. But once again, doing more research and just really trying to understand the trail more and not making decisions based off of fear. And I got to this point when I'm like, you know what? No, I can go alone, and I don't need to have like a machine gun strapped to my hip in order to make it through this trail. I mean, I have other things to worry about, but that kind of stuff is not as scary as I was expecting it to be. And once again, I kept shocking myself at all of these things I said I wouldn't and couldn't do. Even with like meals, thinking I heard some of these backpackers go stoveless, which means the whole entire trail, or at least portions of it, they don't have like a jet boil or a stove and fuel to make hot food. They're just eating like soaking lentils and oatmeal and just eating like candy the whole way. And I was like, there's no way I can do that. I have to have hot coffee every single morning to even function. And I was like, I don't even care. But once again, doing more research and just reading about it, it's like there's a really good chance I'm going to do this stoveless. I want to be quick. I want to be efficient. And telling myself that I have to bring like a whole cooking system just so I have coffee in the morning. I'm like, stop putting these silly limits on yourself, because what you're doing is not about comfort. Not like it's wrong to have hot coffee in the morning, but like for me personally, I'm like, what am I doing? Like, why am I actually doing this? I'm not really into the whole making excuses thing. So when people tell me they want to do something, I'm like, what do you need to do in order to achieve that? Not everybody has the same amount of income or ability to take time off of work. But if you really, truly want to do something, you need to start figuring out how to do it and why you want to do it. That's really important. I think the why. And, things may not be able to happen as soon as you'd want them to, but you need to start planning today, like right now. I've heard people say that saying tomorrow I will do this, that's a disease, because it's how many times we're like, we're going to start a diet on Monday and it's Friday, so you binge eat all weekend. Or I'm going to start doing this, tomorrow or in a month. Or when I get back from my vacation, I'll start planning this. I mean, if you want to open up a business, or you want to lose weight, or you want to travel to a new country, or you want to hike the PCT, you have to seriously start planning right now. because as cliche as this is, life is way too short. We all, I think, say and know that we're going to die one day, but I actually live that feeling every day in the sense of I actually believe that I can drive, like get in my car and drive somewhere and actually die. And it's not in a paranoid way. It's not in like I'm scared I'm not leaving my house way. But I truly try to live my life like, no. If someone's like, hey, let's go do this, or if I have an opportunity to do something I've always wanted to do, I'm going to do it. And so, I'm uncomfortable. So I guess I'm rambling now, but basically, and my hair is just so hot, and I'm wearing a long sleeve, and I'm sweating. I have upper lip sweat right now. There's a fan. I'm going to turn the fan on. Oh, yeah. Anyway, so to get back to my point, a lot of people have been asking me why I'm doing this or how I came up with it, and it's just like, this is such a daunting challenge, but I know it can be done, and I know that I'm mentally strong enough and capable to push myself through it. I'm stubborn and determined, and I do have some of that pride where I don't want to mainly even let myself down and, let other people down, and so I have that fear already that I'm going to get hurt and I'm going to have to leave the trail early or something, and that all of this commotion is for nothing. But I can't limit myself and be scared of that, because that's life. Like, you have to learn how to adapt. And so my whole point for this whimsical woman thing that I hope you will follow and help support me and watch all my disasters and hopefully some of my successes. But all of this is like hopefully going to inspire other people to go after like their dreams and what they want. It's not always perfect, and I get actually really frustrated when there's people who try to come off like everything's just fine and dandy, because that's not how my life is. But I really do try to make the most of situations, and so I don't really try to not have pity parties for myself. It does happen sometimes, but anyway, yes, I digress a lot. That is probably why I should never do these videos. But I am hiking the Pacific Crest Trail, and I'm hoping to be able to start posting these videos. They're not going to be like high quality or anything, so please don't expect that or anything. Right now I don't have time to even try to like do that. But I'm going to try to be posting about how I'm going to be preparing for it financially, because it is expensive. And I have a ton of backpacking gear right now, but most of it's not going to probably work for the trail, being ultralight and all these different kinds of weather and just like, I don't know. So that's going to be expensive, and I won't be working for about 6 months. So no income's coming in. Yeah, I'm still probably going to have some sort of bills, and then I'm going to have to fund all my food, planning to send myself food ahead of time, and then also eating at restaurants or, cafes along the way, getting motels or hostels and things like that. Anyway, so the financial part is really big. That goes back to, if you want to do something, you need to learn how to figure it out. I'm a mechanical engineer, and I have been literally walking dogs and boarding dogs and watching dogs to make extra money already, and doing these side jobs, and like it was like on Craigslist, and I was gonna go help this guy he was like building something for his house, and he needed like labor, and I'm like, here, $20 an hour on the weekend. And it sounds so silly, but it's this idea of like, I need to start saving money, and I want this so badly that I will do whatever it takes. I was even looking up doing paper routes from 2 to 4 or something in the morning. Yeah, that's how much I want this. And I don't want to be stressed out about it when it comes. And so if that means I have to be a paper boy or a paper girl and do manual labor and walk dogs and be a mechanical engineer and sell a bunch of my stuff in order to do this, then yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And I have no shame in that. I've never been more excited to do anything my whole entire life. I sit and I daydream about the Pacific Crest Trail like all day. I'm actually getting really distracted. I've been missing exits and streets that I take all the time never missed before in my life, and I keep missing them because I'm so like just in awe of what this experience is going to be like, and it's actually not good. I need to like focus. But anyway, once again, digressing, I'm going to be trying to figure out how to financially prepare for something like this. So hopefully those tips can work for you, even if it's not for like the same thing. I guess physically, obviously trying to prepare, but at the same time, there's nothing you can really do to prepare your body for hiking marathons every day for 5 months straight. And so a lot of people who've done the trail that I've talked to are like, yeah, you can be in incredible shape. You're still going to get way beat up. You can still step wrong and break your foot or roll your ankle or fall, or you're going to get a ton of blisters. Your joints are going to hurt. Like, you just don't know what's going to happen. And so it's good to be in shape and eat well before I go and really take care of my joints, especially like my knees. But my body's going to get slammed. So that's where the mental part comes in, and that's where I'm really going to be focusing on is preparing mentally and emotionally. And so thankfully I bought actually a few books already that I've been reading about just that, because that's something that I've heard consistently from past hikers on the PCT and other like long through hikes, is that it's the mental game. You know, you have like these incredibly in shape men and women who basically live in the outdoors, and then they hike all the time. This is like their thing, and they're just quitting in the middle of the trail because they're like, it's not worth it, like this sucks or whatever. So anyway, you know, people do die on the trail, but you know, you just have to be smart. And you know, once again, you can't limit yourself because you're scared, because you're never going to do anything in life. Your life is going to be really boring if you are doing that. And what you think is fun doesn't have to be what I think is fun. So this isn't really about encouraging you to go hike the PCT. I mean, if you thought about it but didn't think you could do it, like, get that notion out of your brain. But this is about anything. And so that's all. And yeah, this is like, I'm not good at these video things because I can just keep talking. I talk to myself when I'm alone, which is what I'm kind of doing now. So now you kind of see how weird it is. But anyway, it would mean so much to me if you could like my page on Facebook. It's The Whimsical Woman. Just to like have that support in the community, and even having just strangers commenting on like videos or blogs that I'm writing and just feeling impacted by them is pretty incredible. So thank you for that. And you can find me on Instagram at The Whimsical